very much. Okay, to our next story. You know, it is no longer news that the Enugu State Governor, Mbah, jumped ship on October 14th. What's the news today for us is the real reason for taking the jump. Whereas many politicians prefer a circumlocutor's way of dealing with burning issues. But Dr. Mbah elects to speak candidly. According to him, hear him, let me quote him, "If I was after personal gains and interest, I would not have left the PDP." He delivered the clincher when he intoned, "The voice of the Southeast will be heard in Abuja. Of the 5 Southeast states, only Anambra and Abia keep us guessing." Wale.
Well, I think...
if you caught my joke.
Yeah. Long before he came to APC, I think he had invited the president to commission some projects. That means that he did not just see himself as somebody in the opposition, but somebody as a partner
in progress,
in development of the country. And I think if you look at all the state governors, he stands out, as one of those governors that at least you can feel the impact. Even though if you don't go there, you can read the stories, you can see the pictures of what he's doing. Talk about the grade school, he had completed about 30 of them, working on around 260 in Enugu. The transformation of the city center, bringing back the coal industry.
Yeah.
So he strikes one as somebody with a vision. So for him to leave the PDP for APC, I think that is a huge bonus, for the ruling government. And I think he has a point. PDP is in disarray. And who wants to be even if you are the head of a house in chaos, it's better than to be the tail of an elephant. I mean, it's better to be the head of a rat than to be the tail of an elephant. So when you look at what is going on in PDP now, there's no order, there's no organization, there's no discipline. So I think taking his fusion into a party that appears better organized, appears to have dominion in the country, I think that will bring more opportunities for him from the center. So in terms of strategic interest for his people, what he really wants, partnership, going to APC for me, I think is a good decision for him. And I believe he must have done a lot of calculation, in terms of the thick and thin of that decision. So it's a huge plus for the APC. And I believe it's not just a governor that is just there. It's somebody with a lot of impact that has a lot of...
You remember the first lady got there and launched a program.
Sure. So, by going to APC, a lot of people will follow him. He's not a one-man person, so it's really going to impact on the future elections in Enugu State.
Okay. Mayor, but look at this. Governor Mbah appears to be one governor in the Southeast that has called the bluff of the IPOB for the stay-at-home thing. He stopped it in Enugu, and students were able to write exams, even on a Monday.
Yeah, let me start by saying that why he said that if he had wanted to think about himself, he would have stayed in PDP. Is because in PDP, they don't seem to know what they are doing. And unfortunately for them, the Southeast Caucus picked Okoye as the Secretary General, but the party did not accept that. They gave an ultimatum to say, look, if you don't accept our own candidate, the person that we want, and you insist on Anyawu, we are going to leave the party. But I think PDP must have felt it's not possible for them to do that, because Enugu is traditionally a PDP state. But because Okoye was not accepted, they felt that there is need for them to leave PDP. And that's why he said that, their voice will be heard in Abuja, because it's referring to the PDP national, not listening to them, to the Southeast Caucus. Having said that, Governor Mbah is one of the leading lights in the Southeast, a successful businessman in Lagos, very exposed. So it's easy for him to be able to introduce so many things in that
So
state. And then he has
he has taken Lagos to Enugu.
Lagos to Enugu. And one thing you are going to give to him again is this courage, because as at the time that IPOB was trying to intimidate the governors to say, sit at home, he was the first governor to break from it to say, look, we are going to go against this, and we are going to defend ourselves. And he did. So which shows a lot of courage. It's the same thing he has shown now by telling PDP that, look, if you don't listen to us, we are going to leave the party. And he did. And I think it's leaving the PDP is a huge gain to APC, because he left with the entire structure of PDP in the state. And I know that a lot of people, especially top people in PDP, are surprised that he could do that. But he gave them enough notice. And they said they were going to leave. Like I said, nobody took him seriously.
Okay. Wale, but we have talked a number of times on this platform about parties that set rules but would not love to play by those rules. Otherwise, we are talking about internal democracy within the parties.
Yeah, it's a very key oil, lubricant, for democracy to work. You cannot just talking about representative government when the party itself, lacks democratic culture. And I think that's one major problem that's afflicting the PDP. Respecting, the internal organs, within the party itself. And also respecting the views and aspirations of your members. If you don't have respect for, if you cannot run your party effectively, then we have doubts whether you can run the entire country, Because the membership of PDP, maybe we can be talking about less than 5% of the entire population of Nigeria. Even if you put APC and all the parties together, I don't think in numerical strength they are up to 30 million in terms of registered members. So if you cannot manage that small population, it's a big problem. And it appears the PDP is heady. It's not prepared to do internal assessment, internal mechanisms to look at and admit that, look, we have made some mistakes. Let us rebuild this party. Yeah. And if you don't do that, you keep on losing, your best hands. If you don't realize that there's a need for conflict resolution, and that, to resolve a conflict is not a winner take all. Yeah. You need to lose certain things and then gain certain things. It's not a situation where a small group, will be, we win all the victories. So you have to be able to grant concessions. If you are not doing that, I think that party, will continue to lose its value in the country. Okay. And Nigerians are watching. If they know that you cannot put your house in order, what is the basis for voting for your party?
Mayor, but Nigerians, I don't know if it is deliberate, they have this penchant for forgetting some vital things. In 2004, at the height of its popularity, the PDP controlled 34 of the 36 governors in this country, if you remember.
True.
Did we talk about a one-party state?
No.
And then the chairman then, if you remember the late, I've forgotten, he said... The
chairman at that time, I think it's
Ogbulafo. He said the PDP was going to rule for 60 years.
Yes.
I don't know if he meant 16 because it actually...
no, he actually said 60 years. At that time, PDP was huge, was very successful. And he felt that he could not see the opposition getting power. So that's why I said they were going to rule for at least 60 years. But I don't think because people are moving from PDP to APC is an excuse for people to say we are going to end up with one-party state. That's nonsense. Yeah. Why it is nonsense is that...
When we have 18 registered political parties.
And I remember at the height of PDP, we have Bola Tinubu and AD at that time, and they were controlling Southwest. They were controlling only the Southwest, and they stick to the Southwest. Yeah. Eventually, they even lost a lot of the states in the Southwest to PDP, and they had only Lagos.
Yeah.
And they were still providing that opposition, and from that one state, they were able to move, and now they're in government. So that you have only a state, or you have two states, does not stop you being an efficient opposition if you know what you are doing. So PDP is having problems, but there are other parties. ADC is coming, and there are still going to be other parties. There's APC, there's Labour. So I don't agree with the argument that we are moving towards a one-party state. To me, that's nonsense.
As a matter of fact, Wale, you remember talking about one party. You remember if the PDP wanted to give Obasanjo a supposed third term, it could have. But you remember Senate President then, what's his name now?
Was it
that guy from Enugu? He's also from Enugu.
I forgot Senator Namani.
Ken
Namani. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he is known to have stopped the move for a third term, which is not in the Constitution. So nobody can impose his will on this country.
It's not possible, because when the PDP was in power, of course they did so many things to ensure that PDP was the only party in the country. And I remember at that time that the president said, election was do or die affair.
Okay.
Yes.
And a lot of governors were removed from power, through arm twisting tactics, using the.
Remember the monies of Lagos State was seized for 16 months.
Sure.
Akwa Ibom for 20 months.
So in fact,
that urban attack.
Yes, it was only Lagos State was the only state in the entire southwest, and it was a very bitter struggle between the then governor of Lagos State
now
and the federal government, because his aides were withdrawn, his police aides were withdrawn, DSS people were withdrawn. He had to just resort to waiting for God's and I understand at that time the president actually moved to Dodan Barracks ahead of the election to ensure that, look, this Lagos, and at that time there were shootings everywhere, all sorts of security posts to ensure that he lost the election. But eventually he triumphed. So if you are talking about a party that was desperate, that was, malicious in its tactics to rule Nigeria, to take over the whole country, it was the PDP. And that was what gave confidence to Vincent Ogulafo, who said that out of, confidence, overriding confidence that they were going to rule the country for 60 years. Okay. Because they felt the way they were going, nobody will be able to stop them. But the opposition went back to the boardroom. It was not an opposition built on the ACN alone, not on the AD. In fact, the AD had to dissolve itself in order to be able to seek alliances. And that's politics.
And became AC.
They became AC, from AC to ACN, and then from alliance with other political parties. So it has to drop some of its own agenda in order to accommodate other interests. And that gave them the strength.
Now we can say, gentlemen, now we can say the shoe is in the other foot.
Yes.
And onlookers are the ones that are troubled.
Yeah, so in this case now, we don't see people being witch-hunted. We are seeing a kind of political negotiation behind the curtains, and people are just coming like overripe fruits without any vicious struggle. So I think people should learn about diplomatic politics, that you can win people to your side, not through the gun.
Building bridges.
Yes,
not erecting walls.
Because the crossover is quite surprising to many of us, but a lot of things must have gone into the negotiation. And politics is all about negotiation.
But not surprising to me.
Yeah, as a Peter,
that is the style of the
it's
president.
about negotiation.
Even when he was in Lagos, when he was in Lagos, he has this style that for you to win, you must weaken the opposition.
Oh yeah.
And if you notice, in Lagos State, all the top people in PDP, whether the chairman of the party or their governorship candidate, all of them have always decamped to the ruling party in Lagos. So I'm not surprised when I saw that nationally the same thing start happening. Because...
Are you surprised that Jandor returned?
No, that's what I'm not surprised.
Okay.
Because you see, politics is about interest.
Yeah, it's
and
a game of interest.
when people move away, one of the things you have to give Bola Tinubu is that strategically he he allows you, he forgives easily, and he accommodates people.
Mayor, we have company. Bankole is reaching us from Ikorodu. Yeah, Banke, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Let's go, let's go.
All right. Good afternoon. Citizen Jones.
We greet you.
Yes. Are you with me there, sir?
Go on.
Yes. I just want to give a contributing to what you are saying.
Go on.
Is it there are some stations that encourage most of these talks. They're supposed to learn from the record, but they don't learn. Most of them are just welcome these issues of whether Bola Tinubu is doing this, is doing that, forgetting where the man is coming from today. Politics is not the way they are analyzing it. So what they shouldn't do is that everybody, let them go back to the drawing board, all the political parties, and learn from this man. Instead of them to start castigating, go to one station to be talking, and the station will be repeating it as if whether there's something funny.
Yeah.
It's not funny. These are the things that have been happening before now. So that is just my contribution.
Thank you, Bankole. Thank you. Yeah. Echoing the sentiment.
Yeah, the same sentiment. See,
But, okay.
the same sentiment because President Bola Tinubu is a political strategist.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to see that at close quarters. In 2023, I was in charge of his media for his re-election, and I had the opportunity of meeting with him. And if you remember at that time, President Obasanjo was able to deceive the Afenifere elders using saying, look, this is a Yoruba president, do allow them to disgrace me out of office. And they now have an agreement that, okay, well, because you are Yoruba, we will support you when it comes to the presidency, and then you too will support our governors. It was only Bola Tinubu that could see through it and told the elders, to the Afenifere to say, look, don't listen to this man. This man is deceiving you guys. But they didn't believe. Afenifere endorsed all the other governors except him because they said he didn't listen to them. And he was the only one that survived. Because then at the campaign, he used to tell us that you guys should just continue doing what you are doing. Don't listen to them. Those old men will realize later that this man is deceiving them. And that's what happened. So when it comes to politics, he's a very good strategist. So I'm not surprised that he knows already, knows how he's going to handle opposition. And the major thing is that, in fact, I told some people that if things continue like this, 2007 may not be as difficult as 2023. 2027 may not be as difficult as 2023.
You know,
were you surprised, just as Governor Mbah was settling in on the APC seat, Bayelsa governor also jumped ship.
Yeah.
Even though his deputy is playing a waiting game, you know.
Take all the former presidents of this country. Their states are now in the ruling party. Take President Obasanjo, take President Jonathan. I know, just like Mayor said, there was a time, in spite of the grievances between President Tinubu and, Obasanjo, he led a delegation to meet Obasanjo at Ota, ahead of the 2015 election.
2015, yes.
You know? So you could see the level of liberal-mindedness, which I think is necessary in politics, tolerance.
Yeah.
However,
they give and take.
Yes, in spite of the spirit of people decamping and all that, the greatest vision will be to ensure that majority of Nigerians decamp to APC. That means the government needs a lot of things to do to cut the masses on the street. Because at the end of the day, politics is about the ordinary man on the street.
True.
Enough food to eat, security, because if you get all the political parties on your side, if you are not getting the people, then you have not made any impact on the life of the people.
It brings to mind now. You remember what Governor Makinde of Oyo said. He said the real defection has not come. He's talking about defection of hunger. If hunger defects,
which is true,
it
because
gives way
because we have to consider that the economy is improving, but the economy is still, people still complain. Things are still difficult for a lot of people. We can do better when it comes to security in the country.
Yeah.
So the government needs to work on the issue of the economy and security.
Yeah.
that is more important than people decamping to your side, because if in 2037,
okay, that's what the governor
that's what meant. If the people do not feel the government, they may not have any need to vote for that government. So even if you have the leaders, if the followers feel that they have not benefited from this government, they may not vote for that government. So I think the government needs to do more when it comes to the issue of economy and the security situation.
Okay, we're done. So we'll go to our next story.